Welcome back, guys. This is Bo. We're going to go continue our series on how to play Mount & Blade Warband. In this episode, we're going to go talk about how to get around the map, kind of some strategies for working on building up your army, and then how you want to really position yourself to move forward to the next point, which is what we'll talk about in the next video, which will be companions. Now, as you followed my advice in the last time, you would have started over in Swadia. Again, really low, nice, easy area. There's a lot of open plains, lots of looters, and not too many high-level nasty things yet. Now, you're not going to be able to see a whole lot, okay? You don't have very good what's called pathfinding. Or in, what is it, tracking? There's tracking. Yeah. Pathfinding is map speed. Spotting, there's the one I was looking for. Spotting is like the range for which you see an army around you. So if you have really big spotting, then you'll be able to see crap way off in the distance. So until you've got decent, like those skills, you should be really conservative with how you move in the map. What I mean by conservative is don't just click on a town and then just go there. If you do, be really careful. So you see, this is where a party popped up about this far. If you were to go and press what's called control in space, it's basically the way of accelerating time. So if you were to click Suno and then did it, no problem. You got to be really careful when doing that at this particular time, because look at this. Those are 14 looters. Looters you can kind of deal with. But if you were to run into a forest army right now, you'd be screwed. So you have to be super duper careful. Now, building up our army, we got to just kind of grind to get money. I mean, what we are looking for is to make more money per week than we spend for our army. Now, you're not going to have too many sources of income to start out with outside of just getting in lots of fights, like what I try to do. Oh, come on. That was right over his head. Okay, I want to this is a technique I want to show you guys. I can call it the death ball. Now, your initial army is not going to be very good. So what you want to do is minimize the amount of troops that actually come to your army at any time. So if you have the death ball going, like this, the chances of them only getting look, there's only a couple guys that have gone through your crew. Then you might have a chance to kind of break a couple guys up a bit. Then go through and just peel a couple off every time. Don't lose your horse, though. Your horse is going to be really important. Oh, I hit ya. He's making a break for it. Oh, making a break for it. Making a break for it. All right, we'll just... Oh, nice shot. So the death ball. Consider using that as a strategy. Works very effectively for minimizing your casualties. We did lose 2, but, I mean, we got 7 for 1. Not too shabs. Ooh, plus a nice upgrade. I also would recommend taking as much as you can take every time, even if it's just 1 little gold. It helps. It sucks. I actually leave anything that's about 1 gold. It's just going to take up a lot of room. But we're going to head back immediately to a town, so it's not a big deal. Okay, so using the death ball, you should be able to grind through looters pretty quickly. As you lose people, go to towns, replenish them. You want to try to build that party up. Right now, our weekly cost is almost nothing. It's 8 dinar. Okay, so if you take the money on hand by our weekly cost, I mean, we could keep doing this basically indefinitely. But the problem is we want to start getting up to these levels where we start upgrading our guys. So we've doubled the cost of our army, and we only have 5 people. So we're going to start having to kind of deal with how do you finance a larger army. It's totally doable and easy. And also be careful of your food supply. That's one thing that can potentially make an army very angry very quickly. All right, so from one army at battle, that one we just did, we got 68 dinars. Our weekly cost is only 20. So we could be able to finance 3 weeks with just one battle. So keep that in mind if you need to take a break in a town. But I would recommend not doing that initially, because what we need to do is get as many battles in with looters as possible, as fast as possible. Otherwise, the lords and the big armies will take care of them for us, and we just won't have the opportunity to take these smaller armies very much. Okay, so same thing. Even if it's only 3 guys, I like to interrupt them. Ooh, that was close. I'll shoot him just for sport. There you go. That was sexy. Did you like it? You liked it. So this is a great example of actually a very good loot haul, because we've got probably a little bit of dough. That was actually really good. Again, another skill, if you guys don't know yet, is if you have this skill right... Where is it? Where's looting? Looting. Here you go. Chance to obtain loot means more loot will go up, but you're going to populate those skills with followers or companions. All right, so there we go. Ooh, getting some gold now. We got 500 some gold. Not looking too shabs. Is there? There is. Ooh, hello, you. Too bad you are not going to be the ideal person. And by ideal person, this is what we call a companion or an NPC. These are dudes that will almost be like, they're on your team. They can never die. They only get knocked out. And you can actually build skills in your army using these guys. So if you remember what we looked at, we saw that there's all these different skills. Well, there's no way that any one person could have 10 of everything, or even a good amount of anything. So if you have these companions, like that dude in there, you can have them learn specific skills to make your army better. But we're not going to touch that on this particular, because we need to focus more on just the basics of growing that army, getting it big. Oh, did you see that? Target lost. At night, your visibility is very small. It's about half of what it is during the day. You're going to have to be super dupes careful when you're running around at night. All right, so in this case, we'll show you a night battle. Now, night battles normally aren't too big a deal. It depends on a native. It's not much a problem, but on some mods you may play in the future, it can potentially be a problem because the visibility gets really spotty. And if there is stuff like weather mods, then the weather can really play hell with. Okay, let's just keep the ball. See the ball? There we go. Here's another one. I call this the close ball. Generally, I use this if I have a really big polearm weapon or something. Or if I just use my crossbow. Because I want to keep them close. And if they're in a ball, it makes it less likely that you're going to miss. Didn't say you're not going to miss, but just less likely. Okay, so you see how the ball spread out spread everybody out. Made it so that way they're focusing on me, not on my team. So that way my team could get shots in without having to be taking any. I mean, it's really the way to do it. I wouldn't imagine there's a better way of kind of handling initial troops, especially with such a small little crew like I have. Ah, nice. We're going to go with footmen, because footmen eventually go to man-at-arms, which will fucking destroy people, which is what we're going for. So my strategy for the end of this is we want to get Swadia all the way up, as many troops as I can, mounted on horses, and hopefully into Swadian knights. I will always say, when it comes to these kind of battles, which are out here, you're never going to do better than Swadian knights. There are some, like Huscarl armies, which are just ridiculous, but Huscarls usually take so much in order to work up. We'll talk about end units and different companion units later. For right now, this is enough just to kind of give you the hint of, okay, how we're going to grow our army, how you move around the map. Okay, remember, never just click it and then just go really fast. Not until you have a huge army. And by huge, I mean people run away from you, army. We're not like that at all right now. Okay, let's just do one more. Just want to prove the ball, okay? So charge the enemy. We're starting to get some decent folk now. Look at that, see? Not too bad. You gotta be, again, careful doing the ball, because if it's an army that has lots of ranged weapons, you don't go that close, okay? So if the case of all those were like mountain bandits or something, you would be stupid to run. You want to be running like this. Way far, way deep. And then shooting into the crew like that. Okay, and then the idea behind a ball when you're dealing with a ground army or a ranged army is you want to... See, there we go. Okay, even though the ball only worked about halfway, it did enough. It broke up the army into 2 pieces. Let me use my advantage, which is on a horse. The horse is huge advantage to start out with. Depending on how you start the game, you may or may not have a horse. Here we go. No! Okay, he only got knocked out, so I'm not too irritated. Having him get knocked out versus killed is a different skill. That's called surgery. We'll get to that. We'll just go over all the damn skills at some point. But for right now, I think this is mostly just to get you guys in the door, learning about the game, being happy little kittens. All right, so there we go. Nice, look at that. So you're doing some good work. Doing some good work. You could talk to nobles and stuff on the way. We'll need to know about them later. But I am not going to teach you how to do building an army. I'm just not going to teach you how to do kingdom building quite yet. Okay, for right now, it's just establishing yourself, getting all your stuff in line. Be aware that if you start selling lots of garbage like this, eventually you'll fill up the merchant's inventory. So you'll have to wait until it refreshes, which is like a week. Okay, that's a lot of information for one video. But just remember, okay, if you had to take everything that I taught you here, it is when you're moving around the map, do it very carefully while you're still really small. All right? Then make sure that, ooh, hello. Hello, you're so pretty. Put 1 into that so I can get some more. I would like an inventory management so I can carry more loots. And another power draw so I can get a bit better. Okay, so make sure that you're going around really carefully looking for armies. Try to focus on looters for a long time, for right now, until you just can't find any more. And then take all the loot and then do the ball. Remember, ball them up. You have to distract as much as you can so that way your army doesn't get its ass kicked, because it will get its ass kicked if you just let everyone charge in there and sit behind your army. Not a good idea, at least right now. So like, comment, subscribe, you guys, and we will talk to you in the next Getting Started video. See ya.